Some gardens feed the soul in a very particular way, not through perfection but through softness, the fragrance, the memory and the romance. There's something timeless about an English cottage garden in summer. The roses climbing old arches, sweet peas scenting the evening air, petals falling quietly against the rain. It reminds me of something Francis Hodgson Burnett once wrote, that there's a garden in every childhood, an enchanted place. And perhaps that enchantment never truly leaves us. So today I want to share the flowers that bring the most romance to my garden and perhaps inspire a little magic in your garden. Romantic gardens are not formal places. They're gentle, overflowing, slightly untamed and deeply personal. For me, romance in the garden comes from the softness of colour, the beautiful fragrance, the old-fashioned flowers, and moments that feel almost forgotten by time. And many of these flowers also carry centuries of symbolism and storytelling. Flowers connected with love, longing, beauty, nostalgia and memory. So today, let's wander slowly through the cottage garden together and visit some of the flowers that make summer feel most romantic. Of course, no romantic garden truly feels complete without roses. Roses have symbolised love for centuries, but in a cottage garden they feel softer somehow, less formal and more emotional. Especially when they're allowed to climb and wander naturally through the garden. I love the softness of old-fashioned roses, layered petals unfolding after the rain, and their fragrance drifting through the warm air, and flowers growing quietly in late sunlight. There's a reason William Shakespeare wrote that a rose by any other name would smell as sweet, because roses seem to speak to something universal in us, beauty, longing, memory and romance itself. So perhaps no flower captures the feeling of an English summer quite so perfectly. Sweet peas bring a quieter kind of romance. Their fragrance feels deeply nostalgic, soft, powdery and unmistakably old-fashioned. On summer mornings, walking past them almost feels like stepping into another time. They climb so gently, fluttering in the breeze, with their extraordinary delicacy. And their scent always makes me think of old poetry, of mornings described as sweet long before us. And as John Milton once wrote, sweet is the breath of morn. And somehow, sweet peas capture exactly that feeling. Clematis adds another layer of romance to the cottage garden. Flowers suspended above pathways and woven through climbing roses create something dreamlike. Some varieties seem to glow in the evening light, while others feel soft and velvety, like old fabric. I especially love seeing clematis spilling naturally through the arches and fences in the garden, because together with roses they create that sort of slightly untamed storybook feeling of cottage gardens. And in moments like this I understand why poets like William Wordsworth looked at nature and felt there was nothing to show more fair. But romance in the garden isn't just visual, fragrance matters just as much. And lavender fills pathways and borders with calmness on warm afternoons, especially when the bees drift lazily through the flowers. Their scent rises gently into the air, and suddenly everything feels quieter somehow. And every year when lavender blooms, I would find myself remembering the old folk song, Lavender's blue, dilly dilly, lavender's green. There's something comforting about the flowers that carries memories through generations. Foxgloves bring mystery to the garden. Tall spars rising unexpectedly amongst softer flowers, appearing almost wherever they choose. They feel ancient somehow, and are tied to woodland folklore, hidden corners and old pathways, half reclaimed by nature. In cottage gardens, foxgloves often self-seed freely, and that only adds to their magic. And standing amongst them, it's easy to believe what Ralph Emerson once said, that the earth laughs in flowers. Peonies may be some of the most extravagant flowers of all. Their blooms are impossibly soft, layered like silk, almost unreal for the short time they last. But for a few weeks, they completely transform the garden, and perhaps that fleeting beauty is exactly what makes them feel so romantic. Looking at them, I always think of John Keats writing that a thing of beauty is a joy forever, because even after their petals fall, something of them remains with us. Honeysuckle belongs to evening gardens. As dusk settles, its fragrance becomes stronger, drifting softly through the air. Again, climbing through hedges and archways, it creates a softness that feels deeply connected to old English summers. It always reminds me of long evenings that seem to stretch endlessly, when the garden grows quiet except for birdsong and the distant hum of bees settling in for the night. And I often think of Henry James describing summer afternoon as the most beautiful words in the English language. Standing here in the fading light, I understand exactly what they meant. You don't need a huge garden to create romance. Sometimes it's simply about layering flowers closely together, allowing the plants to spill naturally onto pathways and lawns, or choosing softer colours like blush pinks, creams, lavenders and deep crimsons. Climbing roses, weathered terracotta pots, winding paths and flowers moving gently in the breeze all help to create that cottage garden atmosphere too. But perhaps most importantly, romantic gardens should feel personal, and most beautiful gardens are the ones filled with your own memories, emotion and quiet joy. I think that's why cottage gardens remain so deeply loved, not because they're perfect, but because they feel alive. A rose bending after rain, lavender humming quietly with bees, sweet peas climbing imperfectly towards the sun. These summer moments stay with us. And perhaps gardens become romantic because they hold memories so beautiful. There's a line often attributed to Alfred Tennyson that says, "If I had a flower for every time I thought of you, I could walk through my garden forever." And somehow that feels like the perfect way to end a slow walk through the garden. So thank you for being here with me today. Which flower feels most romantic to you? From all at the Bear in the Garden, until next time.
Close your eyes, get some rest. I'm by your side. Lay your head on my chest. I know you've had over now, so don't despair. The world could fall down, it's gonna be okay. The sun could go out, we're gonna be okay. If all the blue skies fade to gray, we're gonna be okay. The world could fall down, it's gonna be